Hey y'all, it's Lita Monet, and I'm here with Y3, about to get into our mental health check-in. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. Today was a great day. I got my case dismissed.
Okay, period. I know that's
Clock
right.
it. Okay. Masters is covered completely, housing and tuition. So
Yes.
I'm doing great today.
Amazing.
But I do like to break the ice with my guests. I feel like we already broke the ice a little bit setting up, but in terms of the podcast, what would you rate your mental health? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
I would say I'm at a cool, 6.
Cool 6? Okay. What's the components of this 6?
So I'm just not really where I want to be at in life. So I feel like until I get to a certain point where I'm able to take care of my family, I'm able to travel whenever I want, I have my degree, I'm working in my degree, and truly living in my purpose, I feel like then I'll be a 10. But there's so much healing I have to go through. There's so many things that, like lessons that I might not have learned yet that I still have to learn in order to get to that better version of me. So yeah.
What do you want a degree in?
So right now I'm getting my degree in marketing, communications, liberal studies, and theater, and I'm graduating in April.
That's a lot.
I know. I've been in school
Are you
for
like
6 years.
major and major, major minor, double major?
No, they're all majors.
Oh, child.
I know. I've been in school for 6 years. I know it's a lot, but I kind of wanted to be able to work in any field that I want to, and theater, I just like added that on in there because I want to be in like scary movies and stuff eventually.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Have you ever thought about just doing like one class in each one? Like, what do you want to actually major in? Which one?
I think that I would probably major in liberal studies because it has a lot to do with politics, and I'm already working in politics. With my nonprofit organization, we do a lot of work in Wayne, Washington, Macomb County for foster youth, getting them access to resources like mental health resources, like college readiness, different things like that. So I think eventually God is going to place me more into politics than anything else. But along with politics comes marketing and communication. And then you need a little theater background as well because it's all a stage. Everything's a stage. So
Yeah, most definitely. I love that.
yeah.
Okay, then.
Thank you.
A girly on a mission.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
for
hearing
sure.
that.
Thank you.
All right. So first, we gonna go over childhood trauma.
Okay.
I pick off all of these topics based off of my journal. My journal has 6 different weeks in it. It's an interactive journal. So we go over childhood trauma, support systems. We go over dating, friendships, definitely mess up your mental health, career, finances, stuff like that, your goals. And then forgiveness is the last one because we need to focus on forgiving ourselves, other people,
Absolutely.
and the situation.
Yeah.
All right. So for your first question, we're going to dive right in. Do you feel like your childhood has affected your adulthood?
I think it made me who I am. I experienced a rough upbringing. Like I said, I work with foster youth. I myself experienced foster care. But I never really knew it was an issue until I got older. Like I never really knew how like not normal my life was, like not having both parents in the home and whatnot. So I kind of just was like, I don't know if it's because I don't like to base everything off zodiac, but because I'm a Libra, I create balance. So like any bad situation that I was in, I would just be like the person laughing or like making everybody laugh, like finding the positive, finding the good side. So I think it made me a little detached from like actual stuff that happens in my adult life because I just laugh at everything. I'd be like, okay, like who wrote the script? Okay, God wrote the script. Because God wrote the script, so it's like everything that happens in my life is supposed to happen. But yeah, like I just be like laughing at stuff.
I wouldn't even put that on no Libra or no zodiac because I'll be laughing at everything.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
what I
dark
want to put all.
humor. I got everything with everything possible. Like I don't take nothing serious. But then it become a time where I'm by myself and it's just like, dang, this kind of been going on too long. Like
yeah,
what
that's where
is
I'm at
it?
now. Like, okay, like actually, this I might have to go back, within myself and go through these thoughts, these feelings, decipher which ones, I need to get rid of and which ones were valid, different thing like that.
So if you don't mind, how long were you in the foster system?
I didn't get out of the system entirely until 2017.
Oh.
That's when I stopped seeing the judges every 3 months and, they were like, okay, you're 18, like, bye. So, yeah.
What resources did you wish you had throughout that time? Or even recently, not like.
I honestly was blessed because of Saba Jabrai, shout out Shaba with Park West Foundation. She kind of did more work than any of my caseworkers did. She kind of was like the angel that God sent to like show me here's where you get your scholarships at and here's where you can get extra money for school just because you experienced this and stuff. So if anything, I would have wished that my caseworkers, were on top of those different types of things. But I mean, I had Saba, so I was good, and that's the kind of person that I want to be for the younger people who are experiencing foster care. Like, I want to be their angel that comes in and telling them like, okay, you have money over here, you have money over here, you have resources over here, we can help you out with this. So yeah.
Yeah. Have you reached out to any? I know college campuses help a lot.
Yeah.
With like the foster scholarships and just what they do for them. Have you reached out to any of them?
Yeah, we have vendors at our events all the time. We just had a few colleges actually come up to Mumford, and we had the tables and stuff set up for the youth, and they were able to see what college would be like, talk to different leaders and stuff like that. So yeah, they're definitely one of our allies for sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, what do you wish you had more of in your childhood?
Money.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. I had love. You know what I'm saying? My grandma loved me to death. It's always the grandmas that keep the glue, make the family straight. But I just wish I had just a little bit more money. You know what I'm saying? To be able to experience, some of the things that my peers were experiencing. But I mean, that's why I work so hard because I want a better life. So yeah.
Do you struggle with asking for help?
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like I handled things very well on my own. And if I can't, then it's like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out, and I don't want to have to ask, because if that person say no, then I'm gonna be salty. So then it's like I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it anyway. So I just try to figure out, how to do everything independently. And yeah, that is one of my little shortcomings. I need to work on that, because it's a lot of people around me that mess with me heavily, want to see me win. So, and it's a lot of resources that go untapped because of my ego and stuff like that. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I definitely struggle with asking for help.
Yeah.
And it's just because I don't like the leverage around it. Like the idea of leverage with people. Because you don't know who you run into. They can be genuine people, or they can be people that want to help you.
Now they like, you owe me something.
Yeah, you feel me? And I don't owe nobody nothing. Okay. Family. I don't like that. I don't like pity parties. So now I don't ask people for help, because it's like, I got it. Like, I know how to get it.
Yeah. I feel that for sure.
So that's why I like to touch base on childhood, especially how people around you affect you.
Yeah.
Your childhood, because they still come up when you're an adult as well.
Absolutely.
So that's why I go into the next one, which is support systems.
Yes.
When you hear support systems, what do you think of?
When I think of support system, I think of a village. The village that they say it takes to create a well-rounded person. A person that you can call when you need them, and they answer, and they're able to help you, whether that be advice, financial, physically, food, whatever, whatever it is that you might need. That's what I think of a support system. Just the meeting your basic needs in life, having people to help you and support you.
Yeah. Okay. Was there any point in your career where you felt like no one was supporting you?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Because I took a break from social media about 3 years ago, and I really went deep within myself, and I was like, okay, if I'm gonna make music, I have to understand that I have to get out here and do it. Nobody is going to just hand me a deal. Nobody's just going to hand me a sweet song. I mean, they might write it for me, but I'm the type of person, like, I want to write my own stuff. I want to, write my own treatment. And then I hire the cameraman, pay the cameraman. He, bring everything to life. So in the very beginning, when I didn't have that team, I was just in the midst of manifesting it. I still had people commenting, telling me, oh, you're fire, or DMing me, or I had my sister telling me, keep going, or I had my mama telling me, like, yeah, it's in your blood, your daddy made music, you got this. So I never really feel like I had no support. I felt like I didn't have a team to bring out my ideas, but support I feel like I always had, for sure, whether it was from family or just somebody across the world on social media,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Sometimes I feel like my support system is not there. But that's because I focus heavy on family. Like, I got a lot of people that I know, like, I have really good connections, but it's a thing where I don't call everybody my friends. So when I don't see my main handful supporting me, I go back to that whole, Like, what's wrong with it? Like, what's something that I'm seeing that y'all not seeing? So then I get discouraged. And then that's where I think my support is, when it's like a whole realm of people that I don't even know. Because right now, I'm learning that strangers are my biggest supporters. Like,
yeah, I had to learn, like, your friends aren't your fans. They're your friends. And they're going to support you and love you, but they're not going to, you know, the same way that somebody going to be like, oh my God, you so fucking hard. And they're going to post it, and they're going to post it every single day in a row and make videos and make reels and tag you and everything. Like, there's some friends that do, but I feel like there's a separation between friends and fans. And I had to learn that, like, to not, you know, make it seem like my friends wasn't supporting me because they wasn't going as hard as random people on social media, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure.
Okay. What do you wish your support system would do more of?
Post videos. Like, if I could get my sisters and the couple of friends that I do have to, like, weekly make reels and post and stuff like that, like, I feel like it'd be easier to get some of my music out here. But at the same time, like, I don't expect that of them. Like, I'm not about to just be like, oh, y'all don't support me because y'all don't make reels, like, you know. But I wish I had a little bit more of that. And then what else? I can't really ask for nothing else, because when I'm ready to cry and crash out and I call one of them, they answer. So I can't, like, that's all I really be needing, like, somebody to answer when I'm ready to crash out and I feel like it's all about to come to an end. Just somebody to be like, you good, keep going, you didn't crash out, you know. So yeah.
Okay, I love that. I'm about to get to my favorite topic.
Oof.
Dating. Dating.
I hate this topic. I'm not gonna lie.
I love it only because I get to talk my shit.
Talk your shit then.
But no, for real. Cause me personally, I feel like dating is what really, like, put us in this big depressive mode, because we put too much of ourselves into another person when we feel like we really like them and we, like, really connected to them, and now we want to be clingy and stuff. But then all that crash, or the, you know, the routine changes, and now it's like, all right, I gotta figure out what I like again, because you done made so much of your life on that other person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it do a lot to you, and you don't really realize it until, like, it's all said and done. You done forgave, or you probably got a new boo, and I don't know. Some people like to jump and jump and jump and don't realize why they jumping. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So my first question about dating is, what has your last heartbreak taught you?
My last heartbreak taught me to love myself wholeheartedly before I try to love somebody else, because when you don't fully love yourself, it's very hard to love somebody else. And you have to look for that within the other person as well. Make sure that they love their self before they try to love you. That's the biggest thing I learned. And then another thing I learned is that it takes a long time to learn somebody. A lot of people, especially in our generation, they look at outside factors like how good somebody looks or what type of assets they have, and they don't really know who that person is. And then once you find out who that person is, you're like, just like you said, like, ooh, I got to figure out what I like, because I don't actually like this person. So I think that when I do decide to start dating again, I'm going to date for a long time and get to know that person through and through before I can say, I love you, or I'm interested in taking things further with you. Because a lot of people be living in fantasies. I mean, I've seen a lot of girls date men, move in without a ring. Now you're playing house. Now you're wondering why you're a placeholder girlfriend for somebody that he's actually going to end up leaving you for. And then they be like, oh, well, he didn't have to heal from it. Why? How did he end up with another girl? That's because the whole time you weren't the option. And it's so sad, because I've been in relationships since I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? But now, like, after my last relationship, I'm just like, I'm about to just learn how to love me and just let other people heal and grow, because it's so much growth and healing that you have to do before you get with a person. And it says in the Bible that you're supposed to be equally yoked with a person. And I think that term kind of confuses a lot of people, because it confused me at first as well. Like, what does it actually mean to be equal with somebody? And I haven't really found out the full answer. So I feel like until I can figure that out, my last heartbreak taught me to stay to myself, work on my career, get in my bag, grow, heal from everything that I experienced in my childhood, then I can be somebody's girlfriend or wife or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We love self-love. We love
Accountability.
everything about that, especially accountability.
Yes.
Especially that. Because what I see the most in a lot of things is people attaching their old self to a new person or bringing the old issue to the new person. I'm just scared.
Yeah.
And people don't like to say they're scared.
Yeah, and
like,
it sucks that people are rushing into relationships in fear, you know?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
being in the Lululand. Like, it's been a lot of times I've been to Lululand.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, yeah, this is great.
Mhm.
And then you start realizing, oh, why are you calling me every day? Like, I don't want to be bothered this much. And why don't you have more stuff to do? Like, why am I your main person of your day? Like, I don't like stuff like this. So I love that answer. I ain't gonna lie. I might just keep that. I might miss about that one. For sure.
For sure.
How do you develop boundaries within your relationships, whatever, while dating?
I think it's very important to establish things first date. I'm very upfront, which is why a lot of men kind of shun away from me because they see me as like dominant rather than submissive. And a lot of men want that woman that's just gonna eat her salad and just, you know,
Perhaps
sit there
the
with
salad.
her utensils and like, yeah, can I have water? And I'm like, okay, so what do you want out of the dating scene? You know, do you want kids? Do you want marriage? You know, you don't have to tell your right hand what your left hand did or vice versa. I don't want to know about your past relationships or anything like that because them hoes ain't around. But what are you looking for next? And that kind of like scares a lot of people off because a lot of people don't really know what the fuck they want. And then it's like all they really want is sex. So then I have to be like, all right, see ya. And that's what, yeah, so many people get blocked. Like, I've been on so many dates and they got blocked right after. Like, I'm not going to sleep with you on the first night. I'm not spending the night at your house. You're not spending the night at my house. I'm not about to pull up on you and smoke in your car. Like, it's just,
Heavy
you know,
on the pull up and smoke in the car.
Like, we not in high school no more. I'm about to graduate college. Like, I'm past all of that, you know. Let's sit down. Let's have a nice meal. Let's be adults. Let's talk. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to build. And the only way to build is to communicate. And the only way to communicate is to not be laid up all the time, high, drunk, fucking. And that's what a lot of people just want to sit around and do, and it wastes time. And I've seen so many people in the older generation look back and be like, man, I just wish I didn't do this. I wish I didn't spend all my money on these hoes. I wish I didn't, girls wish they didn't spend all that time with that one man. Now they broke up with him, they got 3 kids. You know, it's just a lot. And I'm trying to protect myself from all that. So I set my boundaries by being straightforward day one. When you see me, this is what it is, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think everybody, it just came to a point where it's just like, oh, let's get a bottle and like go somewhere fun. And it's like, no,
Pull up
like,
on me.
Yeah, pull up on me. What's the word? What's on the floor? Like, no. Yeah, girl, you're not mine.
What do you feel like your attachment style is?
Attachment style? I didn't know there was different attachment styles.
Really?
Wait,
all right, so are you a secure attachment to where if anything go wrong, you still like defend with yourself? Are you an avoidant attachment to where you just like ignore everybody so you don't get your feelings hurt? Are you a anxious attachment to where if he not answering the phone, you get all anxious, you get paranoid? If somebody, like if the routine changed, now you just in your head like, oh my gosh, what did I do?
I think I would say half and half avoiding, anxious. Because usually I just don't really care. It takes me a long time to start caring, like if you didn't answer the phone. Because I'm a busy girl myself, so it's like sometimes, well, all the time, my phone is on D&D. So my 9 times out of 10, I'm not even going to notice that you called me, so don't care if you don't answer the phone because you probably didn't see it just like I didn't see it. But I think the anxiety part starts when, like you said, there's a routine and it's like, okay, we have a routine where, okay, we both know we busy, but we gonna call each other at 9 p.m. And then I call you at 9 p.m. and then you don't answer. Okay, what the fuck was you doing at 9 p.m.? So yeah, so it takes me a long time to get there though, because a lot of times people don't even make it to that stage of like, okay, let's put schedules together to be able to communicate with each other and make sure each other feel comfortable. A lot of people not willing to go that far because they're just lazy or just don't care. So I think that I'm going to end up dating outside of Detroit probably. I don't know.
We should have been doing that.
Like, no disrespect. I love my Detroit king, but You know what I'm saying?
It's just too small.
Yeah.
It's too small.
Yeah. I think it's other places we need to explore.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your
Clock it.
attachment style?
My attachment style is anxious. I'm very anxious.
Yeah.
But mine come from, because I'm secure and anxious. I did this assessment before I graduated. And I'm very anxious just because my boyfriend died before I went to college. So it's like a lot of things trigger me. So if it's like, if you're not answering your phone, I go straight to the worst scenario possible. You either in jail or you dead. Or if you doing them dry texts and stuff, you got somebody else is entertaining you. Like, I just go to the worst case scenarios and I get very paranoid just because that's what it ended up as. Like, my last message to my boyfriend was, all right, I'm about to come over there. But that's because I planned on going to his house to stay the night. But he was already dead. So it was like, that stuff triggered me when it's like, it's okay. It just triggered me like when I feel like nobody responding or it's taking too long. But I'm trying to get out of that. Like, I got to get out of that because if I don't, nothing is ever going to work. Because I don't want nobody texting me all day. And I know nobody going to respond immediately when I text them. But
well, good job for taking accountability, girl.
It's just always a thought like, oh my gosh, like, this nigga is behind somebody's cell, in the dirt. Like, I done washed the casket clothes on my boyfriend. Like, I done seen the whole process of doing arrangements for a funeral. So it's just like, I don't like it. Like, it's very, it's taunting. Like, it's traumatizing. For so, sure, and then at a young age, too, and not talking about it when I should have talked about it at first. And just went straight through college and was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to just put tunnel vision on and just go through it all. I didn't talk to nobody. Like, I talked to my best friend because we both had similar issues with our boyfriends. Like, hers died, mine died. But it become that thing where you don't want to be a burden or you don't want to be a trigger to somebody else. So it's like, why do I want to keep talking about this to somebody that went through it as well? You know?
Yeah, I feel that.
So it took me a long time. It took me until like now to when I actually got into psych and mental health to actually talk about what bothered me. Because I would post about it a lot, but I wouldn't tell nobody like how I actually felt. Because to y'all, it's just like, oh, she's straight. Like, she good. I am good, but it's like, to what extent?
Right. And how long did it take me to get here? And what am I still going through? For sure. Yeah.
So it took a long time. So that's why my attachment style is very anxious. When I see knives, I get paranoid because he was stabbed to death. Like, I get very anxious. But yeah, then the videos were sent to me. So it's a lot why I'm anxious. Like, I know exactly why I'm anxious, but I know how I'm secure as well.
Yeah.
But
you're so strong. You're so strong. Girl, you are so strong. Okay.
It takes a minute to get there, but you'll be all right. We're going to dive into friendships. Okay, we're going to lighten the mood up a little bit.
That ain't the light mood for me, but go ahead.
We're going to lighten up the mood. Okay. How do you and your friends encourage each other?
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good question. Okay. Me and my friends encourage each other by praying with each other, going to church with each other, allowing each other to vent and then asking, okay, do you want me to give you advice or do you want to just talk? Because there's a difference between you telling somebody, I just did this, I just did that. Do you think I'm overreacting? And then if you ask for advice and then they tell you that you overreacted, you could be like, damn, I wasn't trying to hear that. So sometimes we make sure we check in with each other, like, advice or just vent. And we always try to, like, if we slip up and we know that we've been, either drinking or smoking too much, partying too much, spending too much money, we check in with each other and we're like, girl, okay, we need to we need to go to church. We need to start reading some scriptures. Girl, we need to take accountability now, and get back on the right track when things get blurry. But yeah, just being able to call each other and talk to each other about the things that we go through in life. Mind you, I only have one friend. So yeah, this is just one person I'm talking about.
I only got like 4 friends. So
I only have one that I would consider like an actual friend. But just being there for each other, picking up the phone. And then even those days where you just want to not feel alone and you just FaceTime and y'all just scrolling on TikTok and shit, not talking to each other, like, that's what we do sometimes too. Just being there
sending
for each
hella
other.
reels.
Yeah, sending funny reels.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got my solid friend group. But I call people my friends when I know I'm not being judged by what I say to them, or if I cry, because I don't cry too much to people. I don't cry for real. Like, I'm one that's gonna let it out. Yeah. But a lot of my friends view me as like the harsh friend, the friend that got it put together, the friend that's just like, all right, let me go to her for advice. So it's like, no, shawty, like, y'all, I be having some little moments too, like check on me too. But I do have my friends that I know like ground me back to where I need to be.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
good.
What do you wish your friends would help you with more?
I'm so indecisive, so this is probably something that I need to help myself with, but making decisions sometimes is like super hard for me. Like, even if it's just an outfit, they'll just be like, I don't know, what do you want to do? And I'm like, you tell me which one is cuter, this one or this one. And they're just like, you have to figure it out for yourself. But this is like really my sister's for real. Because my friend, she'll help me sometimes like make decisions, but then she usually tells me like, you have to have your own moral compass. Like, you have to be able to make these decisions on your own. Whether it's like, I don't know whether to cut somebody off, like if am I overreacting, or if I'm overreacting trying to say one of my professors is racist, like just anything, like. So yeah, I wish they would help me like make decisions more, but then again, I can't like expect that too much because I'm an adult. So, yeah.
Okay, that's good. But I definitely be on FaceTime all day, like, hey, which one look better?
Yes.
Even though the quality not gonna look the same on your end, still tell me which one look better.
Literally, I'll put on one heel, one boot, and I'll be like, which one look better? Walk in it. Like, it's a lot.
You be putting the same shoe on at the same time? Different shoes at the same time?
Yes, just to show
you can't
them.
do that.
I just show them like which one looks better while I'm walking. I won't wear it outside. I just want to see like which one looks better while I'm walking, or which one looks better with the outfit. And they're like, well, which one do you think looks better? Well, do you want to wear heels or do you want to be comfortable on it? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, tell me what I should do. Because I can run in heels, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I know. So I can run in some heels. I done learned. But how can you show up as a better friend?
I think I could text back faster. And when you mention friend, I'm thinking about family as well, because I only have one friend, so I'm thinking about this in a family aspect as well. But I could text back faster. Sometimes I'll see a text and I'll be either busy or thinking about something so deeply that I think that I responded to it, or I told myself I'm gonna respond 5 minutes later, but then I get caught up in another task or another thought. And sometimes they get like left in the dust a little bit. They're like, hey, like, what's going on? And I'm like, my bad, I was doing something. And sometimes it'll be like weeks. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I was like thinking about something and forgot to text you. So yeah, I think I can show up better by just responding in a timely manner. And there's always room for more prayer. So
yeah. For real.
Yeah.
No,
and
for
more
real.
like specific prayers, like for specific people that I know, like they either going through one thing or another. Like, I think I need to start sending up more specific prayers and putting out more positive energy on them. But yeah.
Okay, I love that. I love that a lot. All right, so for our last one on friendships, has there been a time where you was a reason for a friend fallout?
There's always two sides of the story. Of course, according to me, I'm going to say I never was the issue because, like, I just was chilling. I've only had one bad friend fallout, and I'm not going to go into full detail why we stopped being friends, but it was more so of a she was upset because I wouldn't post her every week. Or, we'd be out at the bar and I'd be like, okay, well, this guy asked me for my number. He's pretty cute. And she's like, well, I like him. Don't get his number. And I'm like, well, he came up to me. And it's like, now we're arguing over somebody we don't even know, like, what are we talking about? And then, just like petty situations. And so when I finally decided to leave that situation alone, I took it as, maybe she has some things that she needs to heal from, or, go deep inside herself and be more secure in our friendship without me posting her. Because it wasn't until I started going viral that she was like, post me, post me, post me. Like, there was this one time I was hanging out with one of my other friends and I was on campus. And she didn't like the fact that I was in college either, because I had other friends on campus. But I was hanging out with some friends on campus and I posted them and she's like, why didn't you post us? We were just hanging out last week. And I'm like, you I posted us last week on the day when we were hanging out last week, but now I'm with new friends. Like, so it was just like a whole petty situation. I left that situation alone. I don't think that was because of me. Sometimes maybe I could respond like too snappy, but it's like at a certain point, I got fed up. Like, leave me alone with this shit. Like, we are too old to be arguing over this type of stuff. Like, and too mature. Like, I just felt too mature for that situation. And then like you being mad that I'm away at campus, like because we're in two separate chapters in life. Like I never judged you for not being able to go to college or not going, but you know,
Yeah.
I never thought somebody would get judged for going. You know, that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you did answer the second part of that question already. Like, what did it show you?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into career and goals.
Nice.
We're gonna go right into that. How do you balance your work life and your personal life?
Dun dun dun. Oof. I don't know. I really don't. I really haven't found that balance yet because there's times where I'm in Lansing working with policymakers and the governors there, and I have my pink bob on looking like y3nom, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be like a youth advocate. I look like a rapper. Is there like, am I supposed to like show up to work with my natural hair or like a brown wig instead of a pink wig? Like, so I really haven't found the balance yet because people are just accepting me how I am, but I know that I need to find a balance because it's like y3nom and Alyssa are two different people, and y3nom and Alyssa have two different goals. Well, not really, but two different ways they're gonna get there, basically. And so, yeah, I try to like balance it as best as I can, but my worlds kind of collide. Like the work that I do with the youth, the music, and I'm like the other day, we did the event at Mumford, and I was in charge of finding a DJ, and I'm like, I know every DJ because I'm a freaking artist. So I hit up Limelight and I'm like, yo, pull up to Mumford. We got some money for you. Like, what's up? And so like that was a time where it was like my worlds collided, and I'm like, oh, I can be Alyssa and y3nom at the same time. So I don't know. I might not even have to separate the two. I might just have to just keep going. I don't know. But
yeah. I mean, you gotta use your resources how you got them. Because
yeah,
with me
for
being
sure.
a college counselor at the high school, I use my platform to bring people into the high school or however I need to use it. If I need like a fundraiser done, I'll post it on Instagram before I post it in like the parent chat. I want to talk to them. They're not even my age. But like I use my resources like that. So I feel you for sure. Like and then they'll ask me like, how you know all these people? Like the teachers and stuff. And I'll just be like, life, man. Like don't look me up. But life.
Good network. Good network. Good network, you know?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay. I want to make enough money with music to be able to invest into my own personal endeavors, and I want to be able to help foster youth. So probably in 5 years, I should be either rocking so many stages that I'm making a lot of money to be able to invest into 5 years after that, or still figuring it out, which is okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know,
it's perfectly fine.
In 5 years, I would speak into the universe that I'm financially stable enough to be able to start working on the ideas that I have for foster youth in Wayne County. And my mom, my grandma, my sisters, all of them should be straight, you know. All they bills, everything taken care of, you know. Oh, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, you know?
It get like that.
Yes,
It
like I
get like
really
that.
just want to put my people on. I just want nobody to have to worry about bills, everything that we have to pay for in life that they built in this world. You know what I'm saying? Everything, like all of that should be taken care of because we children of God at the end of the day. So He always provides for His people. So, I would say I'm somewhere close to getting to that number 10 in mental health.
Okay then. With me in 5 years, I feel like I'm putting myself right, like on the right path, like going back to school. Even though I feel like myself, I'm not using that degree.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it because it's free.
Yeah.
But I will have it as a backup. But I love school. So in 5 years, I'm probably gonna be an advisor still. But it's gonna be on my terms, like in a college campus type of thing, dealing with adults, not dealing with high schoolers. My journal will definitely be on shelves. I'm not telling nobody. Until it happens, it's gonna pop and they gonna be like, oh dang, I should have told her, yeah, I'll do her little podcast for her. But
No, that's right.
but yeah, that's the great. I love tangible ideas and just knowing, like, even if you don't have your 5 years planned out, it's okay. Like Elmo said, I don't even know what I'm doing the next 5 hours. Like, you know. So yeah, definitely. With your career, have you ever had any self-doubt?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started rapping was when I got to Munford my senior year, and I was like the new girl.
Oh, you helping out at you went to school there. And you
Yeah.
helping her now.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
I know, right? Isn't that cool? I was like, oh,
I work at my old high school.
It was like a full circle. Oh wow, that's amazing. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. But yeah, so I was sitting at the table by myself. I ain't had no friends or nothing. This dude came up to me like, get in the studio. I'm like, okay, bet. And this was when I realized how deep my voice is as a female. Like a lot of females around, like, hey, like, you know, talk like this. And I'm like, yo, what up? Like, what's tea? So that's when, like, I just didn't know how well people would take to my deep voice in the rap game. So I was kind of like, dang, like, how I sound like a dude sometimes when I be rapping. Like, I sound like I could take somebody bitch or something. Like, I don't know how they gonna like that. That was like the only thing. And then I seen so many other rappers come out with deep voices. I mean, there was already females that had deep voices and stuff like that. But at the time, I was listening to like City Girls and stuff like that, and they, you know, their voices are very high pitched, and they were the it factor at that time. So I was like, okay, ain't nobody gonna want to hear me sounding like no dude. But I had to realize, like, hey, everything that comes with me is unique. There can never be another me, and I can never be replicated. So this might be something that actually works for me and that people actually like. And now I get comments all the time like, I love your voice. I love your voice. So I'm like, okay, bet. But yeah, that was like a moment of like where that's when I took my hiatus actually. Like, well, I took another hiatus after that, but I took my first hiatus my senior year. And when I really started thinking like, okay, am I going to get into music? I had to really go within myself and get all of my insecurities out and just become more confident, because if the world is already built to tear me down, I can't be tearing myself down. And there was a lot of thoughts that I had back then, being a new kid in school, having everybody look at me like who she thinks she is, then also wanting to rap on top of that. It was like a lot. And not having the resources to be able to do it the way I wanted to at the time. So yeah, I did have those thoughts of self-doubt, but after my cleanse of social media, getting away from negative thoughts and toxic feelings about myself and stuff like that, I was able to really understand like, okay, I'm just unique, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I love that. Yeah. I love that. I still have self-doubt.
Yeah.
Just like, because everybody got a podcast.
Yeah.
But their quality.
Let me tell you right now.
But mine is like, bitch, she's talking about something.
Let me tell you right now, this is what we need, especially creators, artists. They need to be able to sit and go through what's in that journal and talk about different things. And we don't have that many platforms. I mean, I literally said it about 3 years ago. It's so many conversations that are going unhad. It's so much stuff that creators and artists go through to be able to get to where they want to be. So having a platform to be able to come and sit and not talk about the drama that's going on in the world and be able to talk about how to elevate and become a better person, this is beautiful. And I'm gonna give you your flowers. Don't ever compare yourself to any other podcast, because this is unique, especially in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we in Detroit with this, and this is amazing. I think that mental health is very important, and especially when you're trying to create and you want to be any type of artist or any type of creator out there in the world, and just being a regular human being as well, but especially for the scene that we're in. So I love the work that you're doing. I'm not going to lie. And I wouldn't have no doubt. I wouldn't tell you to have no doubt, because at the end of the day, how many of these things do you see happening in our city, for one, and then consistently? And even when you count and tally up those, use them as fuel. See what type of things that they're doing that you might be able to incorporate. It's never bad to take advice or take ideas, you know what I'm saying? Like, or just use what you see to give you more fuel and motivate you, because you're not the only one that's doing a podcast like this, but you're the only one that's doing it like you, and you are the only you, and nobody else can be you. So you keep that and you keep growing, you keep going. I want to get one of your journals. I'm not going to lie. Do you have extras? I'm not going to lie.
Damn out. They ain't with me.
Okay, I need to purchase
definitely
one.
got you. Definitely got you.
Yes,
I appreciate
because this
that.
is beautiful for sure. Keep going, girl. That's all I was trying to say.
Thank you. I appreciate that
for sure.
Because I do be in my little bubble. Like,
Mhm.
it's just like a bunch of like criticism of myself. Like, I'm my biggest critic with it, because I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm like, I know how much I can do with this. And I know where it can go, and I know
Sometimes that's
exactly
good.
what needs to be said. But, some people is not receptive to it.
And everybody ain't gonna be for everybody. But you're gonna get more artists that are gonna be, and more creators, more people that are just vulnerable and able to talk about these things, and they want to talk about these things. And that's who it's for. Those other people that get uncomfortable, they have more healing to go through until they're able to sit here. I had to go through a lot of healing to be able to talk about being in foster care and, losing friends and going through different criticism that I was giving myself. Like, I had to go through a lot to be able to just sit here and talk about it. So everybody is in a different space in their journey. And, you got a target audience. Your target audience is people like me, people who are ready and willing to talk about things like this.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome.
I like to hide all my little mushy moments. But, hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Gotta give flowers when it's due, okay?
We getting close to wrapping up this mental health check-in.
Okay.
All right, y'all. This mental health check-in has been going great. I'm so appreciative of you coming.
Thank you for having me.
Talking with me, and just about all the topics that I have brought up.
Yeah.
And just being vulnerable, It take a lot.
For sure.
We gonna cover forgiveness right now. And this is my last topic, because we need that in order to heal. Why do you feel like letting go is hard?
When somebody does something to you that you would never think that they would do, or you find yourself in a situation that you never thought you would be in, it can be very hard to forgive that person. I learned in the church that forgiveness is not always for the other person. Sometimes it's for you, so that you can let that heavy chest feeling, you know what I'm saying? You can let that off your body, because it can start taking physical, it can drain you physically. But I think for me specifically, it's so hard to forgive people, because I done been through so much, and it's just like I would never put people through the things that they put me through. You know what I'm saying? I would never even think to do something like that. So then I have to go into, okay, this is a spiritual battle. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just flesh. It's more than just, the surface level experience that I had. This is about spiritual battle. So then I have to realize, okay, if I'm gonna be a child of God, I gotta forgive this person, because they in a different journey. You know what I'm saying? They gotta learn that what they doing is wrong, or they gotta figure out, they gotta wake up and figure that out for themselves. So you can't help everybody. And then I have to learn, like, okay, I gotta forgive that person, because if I sit with all of this hate and all of these nasty emotions, it's only gonna affect me. Because while I'm over here sitting up here hating that person, they out there living their life, and they could care less whether I hate them or not.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's hard to let go, because when you're a genuine person and you have nothing but good intentions for the people around you, and then they just hurt you like that, it's like, you got me fucked up. Like, and I'm gonna be, karma. I gotta be the villain. But then you gotta be like, nah, vengeance is the Lord's. You gotta give it up to the universe. And karma is a bitch. So I had to learn, like, okay, if I forgive this person and I look the other way, the universe ain't gonna forget that. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. But to keep going, what would you forgive yourself for?
I would forgive myself for staying in relationships that I knew I wasn't supposed to be in. I think that they taught me valuable lessons. And so I have to stop saying, you were stupid, why did you stay? You know what I'm saying? I would forgive myself for that. I forgive myself for taking a break from school, because I was really mad at myself when I took that break from school. I was going through a lot of like racism and stuff like that up there at this private school I was going to. And it took a very big toll on me. And I felt like when I did take a break, I felt like, am I quitting? Am I letting these people, drive me off the campus? But when I look back on it, and I'm coming out of it with 4 quadruple major, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to forgive myself because I needed that time, to go within myself and understand why it was that I was going through certain experiences and how I could use them to fuel my power and my goals and stuff like that. So I forgive myself for taking a break, staying in certain situations, and I forgive myself for some of the mistakes I made. I feel like with how much I was learning myself in college, I made a lot of different mistakes as far as like when I ended up in jail and like friendships that I made and like parties that I threw. Like, I should have been in the house, but it's okay. I gotta forgive myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I did.
You just got more stories to tell.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot to talk about. So I feel like it's character building, you know? So
definitely character development. I feel like me through college, I'm only so excited about going back because I didn't experience my undergrad how I wanted to because of my boyfriend dying beforehand. And me going into the office and being like, oh yeah, I want to drop out. Like, I signed my paperwork to drop out. Like, but the dean didn't let me. Like, he ripped it up, tell me I'm not going because my tuition was paid then as well. And he kind of just saved me. And I was like, okay, bet. And I graduated a year early. I graduated at 20. So it's like I was flexing. Like, in my head, I'm like, okay, bet. You feel me? But I still don't have like no extravagant stories from undergrad or was engaged or involved and have this cool resume from college. Like, I won the entrepreneur award. Cool. You know, I was doing that to distract myself from a lot of things. But yeah, I definitely feel like I could have found myself a little more if I was focused on that. I wasn't focused on that. I was making my identity my boyfriend. Whatever he liked, whatever he popped, whatever he did, that's what I did. So yeah. Nah. But do you have any special shout outs? Do you have any like motivational takeaways you want to give to the people that's going to watch this?
Yes. Shout out Y3K. We about to drop our first little couple of songs. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. _.y3k. _ on Instagram. Shout out Kayla Wine. Shout out the team, man. We doing a lot. We got a lot coming. Shout out God. Thank you, Jesus, for everything. Thank you for this beautiful, talented, amazing woman who has this wonderful platform. Who is someone? Shout out Saba, shout out my mom, my sisters. And a motivational takeaway for you guys is it's not always bad to be vulnerable. When you're vulnerable, you can end up in situations like this where you're able to think about how you can grow. So don't always be scared to share your story. I guarantee you there's another person that has probably experienced the same thing. If not, they probably could give you a word of advice that can help you keep going. So don't be ashamed to share your story and keep going. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, write it down. Give it time, meditate on it, pray over it, focus on that, because a lot of these other things, especially like the relationships and friendships and stuff that we were talking about, they can be distractions. So you really have to go within inside of yourself sometimes, figure out what it is that you want to do, then go outside of yourself, write it down, meditate about it, pray about it, and send it up to the heavens and watch what the universe can do for you.
Okay. Clock it.
Clock it.
Clock it. You rehearsed that.
That's that communications degree, okay?
Yeah.
Know how to make a speech on the fly.
Let me go ahead and go back and do that. But this has been our mental health check-in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to grab you a journal. They're on Amazon right now, Barnes & Noble, and if you're on TikTok, a TikTok shop.
Period. You got to send me the link.
I will.
Send me the
Definitely
link.
will.
I need to go get you one of these, okay? Thank you so much again for having me.
No problem. Thanks for coming.
Yes, of course.